When renting things like movies or library books, well, back then renting movies, it's important to remember to pick them up and return them. And I know we all forget to return things when we leave them at like the hospital and stuff, and we forget all about them until next time we have to go back to the hospital and they're way overdue. And then you have to pay a fee. Keep that in mind when renting things, whether it's library books or back then movies. Make sure you remember to go back to the hospital and pick them up. Hi everybody, it's Mena. Welcome back to my channel, or if this is the very first video that you're seeing of me, then welcome to my channel. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button down below if you didn't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Friday afternoon sometimes, and today in this video I have another story time, and today's story time is going to be the time I rented all these movies for when I went through chemo. And my mom and I left them at the hospital for the other patients to watch, but then we accidentally forgot to go back to the hospital to pick the movies up, and they were either overdue or way overdue, which kind of sucked for us because we had to pay a fee for that. So this is a story just to teach you guys, if you bring like library books or like DVDs you rent from like Redbox, it's important to remember to pick them up and return them, or like write the hospital note saying you left that stuff here, and so you can remember to go and pick them up, or have them call you so you can pick them up, because you don't want to end up with a library fee or let's say a Redbox fee, because those things are not fun to pay. Trust me. Well, my parents were the one paying the movie fees, but it's just important to make sure if you rent something from like a Redbox, or you rent something from Netflix, or if you rent a library book, just make sure you remember to pick them up and return them, so then you don't have to worry about losing them or have to pay a loss fee. So I'm going to get started, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. So this all started about 19 years ago. This was, I think, the week before my 13th birthday, or was it the week after my 13th birthday? I can't remember. Oh no, it wasn't the week after my 13th birthday. I think it was the couple weeks before, the month before my 13th birthday, excuse me. I was in the hospital with my mom, and we had rented all these movies because back when I was going through chemo, I used to go to this hospital that didn't have a lot of TV channels, and I was really into watching cable TV at the time. And the hospital only had like 4 channels, and they didn't have any channels that I liked on the TV, so we would rent movies to keep me busy. So then I would have something to keep my mind off of what was going on. So we're in the hospital, and we rented all these movies. We had like a huge pile of movies that we got from my local Blockbuster. For those who don't know what Blockbuster was, it was a movie rental store where you could go in and just grab movies. I'm sure you guys all know Blockbuster. Anyway, so my Blockbuster, I think, is now a collectibles store. That's what it is now, a local collectibles store. Anyway, so we rented all these movies from my local Blockbuster, and we brought them to the hospital for me to watch, and we had them there, well, the week or so I was staying in the hospital, and I was staying in the hospital for quite a while. Like, I stayed there for maybe 5 days, and because I had a hospital roommate, my mom and I decided to leave the movies at the hospital. So we write a note I think we write a note to say where these movies came from, and then we wrote out our names for the movies and stuff. We didn't write them on the movies, because if we did that, we'd probably have to pay for the cases to get the damage of the cases or something. I don't know. So we just wrote it, I think, on a Post-it note, and stuck each Post-it note on how many of our movies we rented, and we left them at the hospital. We leave them there for a good week or two or so, because I wasn't going to the hospital. I think that next weekend because I had a weekend off. So I would go to the hospital, I think, almost every week or so, but then I get a week off sometimes. I don't remember my hospital schedule. It was so long ago. So I had to go to the hospital almost like every week or every other week. So I had a week off from going to the hospital because I think I had finished one of my medications that they had given me. Oh, I got a TikTok notice. Sorry. Anyway, focus, Mena. So we left the movies there and we completely forgot about them. The people at the hospital, for some weird reason, didn't call us to remind us to pick up our movies. I don't know why, but maybe they were just busy. It's a hospital. Hospitals are always busy taking care of sick patients and stuff. So anyway, we rent a whole bunch of, the next weekend that I have to go to the hospital, we rent a whole bunch of other movies. These at the hospital. We went, this time we only rented like 3 or 4 because I think we accidentally rented too many and it cost us a lot of money, so we rented like 3 or 4 movies this time. So my mom and I come to the hospital and we go and pick up our movies and then we check the dates because they had the due dates for the movies on the Blockbuster cases. So we're looking at the Blockbuster cases and they're all video cassettes because that time hospitals only had video cassettes. So I'll show you guys quickly what a video cassette looks like for those who don't know. Oh, you can see the lens and the thing. Sorry. Anyway, so this is what a video cassette looks like. Like you could put them in like a VCR and stuff, and they come in like little cases. This is just an example I have. This is The Lion King. This is just what a VHS tape looks like. I'm sure most of you guys know, if you grew up in my time, you know what a VHS tape looks like, but I thought I'd just show it for those who are new. Anyway, so we left those movies there and they were there for like a good week or so, and we just forgot to go and pick them up. And then we checked the dates because they had like the dates on the case. I think they were on the side or the back of the cases. I can't remember, but the due dates were always like on the movies. And so we're checking the due dates. We realized that one movie, What a Girl Wants, that's one of my favorite movies. Let me know if you guys want to know. Let me know if you guys want a review on that one, because that one was one of my favorite movies going through chemo. But anyway, we realized that one's overdue, and then we checked the rest of the dates on the rest of the movies. We realized that some of them were pretty much overdue. So my mom had to go and call my stepdad at the time to come over to the hospital, I think, to go and pick up the movies. Or maybe my mom went to go run out and bring the movies, and then she had to call my dad because my dad lived close by the hospital and he had him stay with me. I don't remember what happened. So she either had one of them stay with me. I don't remember which one. So she grabbed all the movies after she was able to get someone to stay at the hospital with me for a little bit while she ran out to go like bring the movies back to our local Blockbuster, because some of them were either due or some of them were just overdue or way overdue, and we just forgot to return them. So I felt so bad for my mom because I think she had to pay a fee for the movies because they were overdue. Well, like I said, I don't think the other ones were really just too overdue. They were a little bit overdue, but one of them was way overdue, so I think she had to pay a fee, which kind of sucked because overdue fees for movies, I think, were pretty expensive. I wasn't paying for them, so I don't know. I've paid a library fee before, so I know overdue fees are expensive. So anyway, after she runs back, I think, all the way to our city to return the movies, because I don't think you could drop them off at a local Blockbuster because I didn't know if they could send them back. I don't know how that worked at the time, so she had to go all the way back to Blockbuster, our local Blockbuster, to go return them, which kind of sucked because we were already at the hospital, and I felt bad she had to drive all the way back to our city to go return the movies. So after all that's done, my mom comes back and she was relieved that she was able to get the movies back, despite the fact some of them were either overdue or way overdue. And what sucked was I think she said she did have to pay a fee, but we did learn a lesson to make sure we remembered to go pick up movies if we left them at the hospital. So basically, because of that incident, I don't think we decided to leave movies at the hospital anymore that we rented, because we didn't want to have to worry about remembering to go and pick them up, which I thought was a pretty good idea. I mean, it was nice to leave them for the other people to watch, but we just forgot to go back to the hospital to go pick them up because we should have gone like the week I wasn't staying there or something, or thing, just to go back and pick them up so they weren't overdue. I just guess we forgot. So the moral of the story is it's nice to leave something you rent from like a library for someone else to watch at a hospital if you're sharing a room with somebody, but it's also important to remember to pick the item you rented from the library or Redbox or whatever to pick it up, because you don't want to have an overdue fee, because overdue fees are a pain to pay. They are expensive, I know, because I've paid an overdue library fee before, and so it's just important to remember to leave your name, so then you can go and remember to go and pick them up, so then you don't have to worry about it. Just write yourself a note so you don't forget. It sometimes just happens, but it's just important to make sure you grab the item that you rented from the library so then you wouldn't have to worry about forgetting to return it or have to pay an overdue fee. So that was a story about how my mom and I forgot to pick up some movies that we rented at the hospital. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Friday afternoon sometimes, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe.